Hi, hello everyone. My name is Sharon Nadi Litete, a fourth year student of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I'm reading textile design and technology. Boldly written here, Ghana student most beautiful. Your girl, my stage name is Sharon, Sharon. Yes. To vote for me, search www.crossmarkapp.com. You can search Sharon or you scroll, follow the prompt and vote for me. I believe in success. I'm a leader and I believe whatever you set your mind to do, you'll be able to do it. Think and you're halfway through. Thank you.
Hello, Ghana. I greet you all. I go by the name Amiofua Santua Owusu from the Accra Technical University, and I am currently a contestant for the Ghana Student Most Beautiful Award. I urge you all to vote for me, and I believe in this philosophy. If you do for me, you've done for yourself. Thank you very much.
Hi, Penelope here, student of Ghana Technical University, offering secretariatship and management. I'm here to solicit for votes. Please vote for me to keep me inside the competition. It's your girl. Keep it.
Hello, lovely people of Ghana. I go by the name Party. I'm 21 years of age and I represent the University of Ghana, Lagos. I must say I appreciate the love shown me so far since I resumed participation into Ghana Students Most Beautiful. And I want you all to keep supporting and vote for me. Thank you.
Good day, lovely people of Ghana. The alphabetical construction of my name is Natalia Mensah from the Accra Technical University. I'm a contestant of this year's Ghana Students Most Beautiful. Please kindly vote for me to keep me in this competition, and I promise to bring the crown and give you the best. Thank you, Madam Wase Akwenami.
Hi there, I'm Nanadra representing Crystal Galazi in Ghana Students Most Beautiful. Please support me by voting to keep me in this competition. It's a tough one, so without your votes, I'll be out. Thank you and I love you. Mwah.
Hello, lovely people. I'm Mausi, representing KNUST, and this year Ghana Students Most Beautiful. I'm 18 years of age. I really love and appreciate your support so far. I'll plead with you people to keep on voting for me, and I promise that I, Mausi, will never let you down. Thank you all. I love you.
Hello guys, I'm Dada Akos Rejoice, representing the University of Education, Winneba, in this year's Ghana Students Most Beautiful, going with the stage name Makafu. I want you all to support me in this competition. Vote for me so that we will bring the crown to UEW. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to you here on Youth Empowerment Television Show, your most authoritative youth analysis program you can find across the African continent. We're live on Pan-African TV here, and those who are watching us on Facebook, don't forget to click the like button. Make sure you share so that all your friends across the continent and the world beyond can be able to join the conversation here and contribute to the program. It's very much important that we also, let you know that if you're outside Ghana and you want to contribute to the show, just add the country code. It is +233, or somebody will say it's 00233, so that you can be a part of this program as we have it here. Okay, so we're live. I mean, before we even start the discussion of the topic as we have it here, we've got a message on Facebook. This one says that Richmond Amofasapon Paramount is watching you live from UHAS. Let's keep the energy. Let's keep the energy up. Ghana has a future. Of course, we are just grateful that we still believe in the future of Ghana. My able gentlemen are seated here And also, we have to introduce the topic to you guys. We're looking at Ghana's ailing educational system, the way forward. We all know the challenges that, you know, is confronting students, strike. I mean, all the challenges that we find across the African continent. We have to discuss all of these things. My guests are Richmond Akpa. He's a youth activist and the NUC's Secretary for Finance, hopeful. So Richmond is here with me. And our usual friend, Michael Tete, who is a youth activist and also a political activist. And he's here to help us do the discussion on the topic. Ghana's ailing educational sector, the way forward. Thank you so much, all those that are sharing the link on Facebook. We are extremely grateful. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Such a pleasure
yes.
to have you here.
It's been long.
Yeah.
Yes,
More than a year, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last time I was there was doing the NUC's.
In your capacity
as a
with lecturer commission and all of that. You did well. I mean,
thank you very much.
I mean, did well. I don't want to start with this. I would have asked you that. Is it true you allowed national security to overtake the elections from your hand?
We have to create another space to talk about
it.
But
really?
There are a lot of factors that went into it. Wow. Yes, of course, and we need security during that time. So if national security was present, I think it was in the safe interest of the students.
You're one of the people that have so much rich experience when it has to do with student politicking, elections, and all the things that it comes with. And I think, like you said, we'd have to get a full day, delve into student politics, its difficulties and all of those things as it comes with, because we got some videos, we got some pictures, we got some issues surrounding that particular elections you supervised.
Exactly.
And whether or not it's an elections you are proud of, we would have a day and discuss it. Which one?
Boss.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Secretary
much.
for Finance.
Hopeful.
Charlie, yeah. I didn't want to add the hopeful because I know obviously inshallah it will be for you.
We are grateful for the support.
Right. So let's take it this way. I mean, for those of you that are watching us outside Ghana, in Gabon and Sierra Leone, in Ivory Coast, in Nigeria, in Ethiopia, everywhere you are watching us, let us give you a brief introduction to our educational system as we have it in Ghana. Since the reforms introduced in 1987, the educational system of Ghana has had 6334 structure. And this means in Ghana, you would have 6 years education of primary and then followed by 3-year stages of secondary education, which is made up of junior secondary school and senior high school. Then you would have 4 years of higher education, where we call the bachelor degree program or the tertiary degree or tertiary institutional program certificate that we have in our country. Now, it is very much important that we give you guys the facts of all of this. Now, before the arrival of the European settlers who introduced a formal education system to the elite or to the elite society as we have it in Ghana, education in Ghana was mainly informal, though it was strong. And I always tell people, before the advent of colonization, African education has its own style, and it was solid, it was good. We were able to write and read. Don't forget that education and the first university we have in Timbuktu, I mean, how writing developed in Africa. Africans developed writing first. I mean, look at the first writing that was developed by the pharaonic Egyptians, which was called the hieroglyphics, which was later developed to the demostat. We all know how calendar developed in Africa, where April was called the month of Nisan. Education-wise, infrastructure, civilization showed clearly Africa was a top class. However, formal education was introduced to us by the Europeans. The pre-independent Ghana was known as the Gold Coast, as we all know. The economy of the pre-colonial Gold Coast was predominantly subsistence farming, in farming that they produce what the household could take, and if it exceeds, they try to have some others go. Our educational system has received a lot of issues currently. Textbooks issues as we have across the country. Some institutions are really having a very difficulty, and that's why last time we have NUC Secretary for Education. He was here saying that he has a campaign he's doing to help basic schools, and the mere fact that they even had on top of their list, supplying of 500 exercise books and all of that. Now we have to look at this now. Some students who are studying medicine in Ukraine and other courses because of this invasion, as you may want to call it. They have been calling on government to bring them. Just recently, about 12 or 17 of them have been brought back to Ghana. Some too say they are not coming. They prefer to be in Ukraine than come and suffer here in Ghana. BEC WASI. Recently, 3 days ago, I'm told that the BEC results have been released. 46 of some students' results, is it cancelled or withheld or whatever it is? I mean, we're going to give you concrete details on all of these issues as time goes on. I'm going to start with Michael, sorry.
Which one?
Senior.
Yes, sir.
Generally,
Yes.
how would you rate our current educational dispensation? Is this something we should be proud of as young people?
It depends from the perspective of the angle you look at it from.
Okay.
I think the question is also relevant because education remains pivotal to the development of the economy.
Yeah.
And again, the question also stems from the fact that people are worried, looking at the fact that we put a lot of money in the education sector, but yet we ascertain or get little results.
Yeah.
And the question has been whether or not it is the fault of the student,
Yeah.
or is the educational system itself. And again, the question has also been the gap between the education sector and that of the job market.
Yeah.
Because people don't see that after school, whatever you go and learn, yet we see students unemployed. So does that mean that what we are teaching in school do not conform, or
Yeah.
is not in consonance with the demand of the market? These are all legitimate reasons or questions that people normally put forward. However, I think that there are a lot of challenges that is confronting the educational sector, which has undermined its efficiency. First of all, we can talk about accommodation issues.
Yeah.
The accommodation issue has been a problem from the past and now because of the free SHS. I think the free SHS is a good policy that we have to recommend the government
The free
about.
SHS.
Yes.
But people think it was rushed through. It's not a well thought plan, because that is really what is becoming evident in accommodation issues that universities are facing today. I mean, that has been exposed.
Yeah, that is true, but to correct it, formerly we still had accommodation issues.
Okay.
Just that the number has increased, so we have to put effective measures down so that we can be able to absorb those people. So it doesn't mean that when there was absence of accommodation problem. There was accommodation problem, but now it has increased because of the number of people that have been enrolled as well.
Okay.
So I am suggesting that the government should, complete already existing infrastructures as it's doing. It should add up more. And
the existing infrastructures started by His Excellency former President Mahama. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I think the president is also completing some of them. But we are appealing that a fast track that so that we can absorb most of the students who are they are frustrated in school, and some of them parents have to go outside the rent hostels and
very expensive.
And another thing I want to add, that this is an appeal to the government. The government should also be in partnership with the private sector. Because if the private sector is involved, they will be able to expand their infrastructures, and they might be able to absorb other people from the government sector as well. It seems most of the time we leave the private sector in the education sector. We leave them behind.
That's true.
Imagine we have some business people who are being supported by the government, and again they are placed on the placement of students or schedule. Whereby if a student chooses a school, he might be able to choose other schools belonging to a private person. I think we'll be able to demystify the number, and the private sector will be able to absorb most of the people in the government sector as well.
Rich, I mean, when I was mentioning the completion of projects by His Excellency Akufo-Addo, project that was started by Excellency President Mahama, you laughed. You think government has failed by not completing some of this infrastructure that was started by Mahama?
Thank you for your question, and a very good afternoon to all our cherished listeners. On that subject, I wouldn't think government has failed. I believe that government is taking conscious efforts in completing those projects. But then the neglection of some of these critical projects in some of our schools is worrying. Looking at myself, I come from a community where before I went to senior high school, there were projects started by previous governments. And then
let's be specific, because there's a very, very, fun platform. So
I went to St. Paul Senior High School in the Volta region.
Okay.
And then there are some these dormitory projects started by the previous government.
NDC,
yes,
right?
NDC government. And then when we were in school, these projects were still left at their states. And
because NPP was in power.
Exactly. And if you go back to campus today, they are still the same. And I believe Ghanaians are paying taxes, and our taxes should be used for the purposes in which we pay them.
But the president at some point says that you people talking about it, go and complete it. He made such statements.
Yes, and I think it's an unfortunate statement made by the president, and I believe.
But when allegedly a chief is being political, what do you want the president to say?
I mean, we leave that to the chiefs and the president. But then let's talk about the issues on the ground.
No, but you're a taxpayer. Those buildings, we cannot leave it for the chief and the president. Those were your money, my money.
Yes,
and I leave it for them.
And I believe conscious efforts are being taken to complete those projects as at now.
Also, St. Paul's project on record has begun.
Oh yes, it has. It has.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Those who are watching us, this is Youth Empowerment Television Show, your most authoritative youth analysis program. You can find across the African continent. Here is where balance rules. I can be impartial, but I won't be neutral.
That's all.
So those of us that are sending your messages coming in, we are most grateful. We are coming to look at the Ukraine student issue as we have it at the moment. Then we come to look at other failing, issues that we have. Ernest from Takrady says that keep up the good work. Ernest, thank you so much for watching us all the way in Takrady. Okay. Let me come back to Rich. So, recently we saw some racial discrimination that was alleged that some African students were being racially abused. They were not being allowed to join train or evacuation buses and all of those things. According to, some sectors of some communicators of government, they made efforts to bring some students back. Some students say they don't want to come back. Give us money and let us be there. They believe they are safe in Romania, in Poland, and certain areas they find themselves. You as a youth activist and all of that, what do you think government should do strategically to ensure these students out there are safe?
Well, I think to begin with, we would have to appreciate the conscious works and contributions of the leadership of the National Union of Ghanaian Students.
Well, what did they do?
So actually, Ghana is the first country in Africa to actually bring back some students into our country. And then this has been key activism by the leadership of Nooks. And I believe as a union
Nooks brought them?
Not Nooks brought them, but then because they led the activities to ensure that voices are being heard and then plans are being made. And then we have seen actual results whereby some Ghanaians are coming back into the country. And I believe that this is where we have to understand that to stop all these issues, we have to invest more in education in Ghana. Because if we have the right infrastructures, we have the educational system being reformed in Ghana, why would I want to go outside to be study in the first place? So I believe this is where government needs to focus much more on investing in the educational sector. Let's look at the 2022 budget statement read by the Honorable Ken Oforiatta, who is the Minister of Finance for Ghana. Ghana is a member of the UNESCO, and then we have an agreement whereby member institutions are supposed to allocate about 5 to 6% of their gross domestic product of the total revenue the income gets into the education sector. So for whatever public expenditure that we make, at least 4 to 5% should be made on education. But here lies the fact, in 2021, we spent less than 4% on education in Ghana. We spent close to 3.6% of our GDP. It means as a member of UNESCO, we are not even able to meet the agreed quota. So it means government is not really doing well when it comes to education. In 2022, we still missed that, whereby we contributed only 3.5% of our GDP to the education sector. The minimum should be about 5% of GDP. We are still lacking by 1.5 GDP. If you look at the current ratio in terms of capital raising, in terms of money, it is increasing. But our GDP is equally increasing. So if our GDP is increasing, the quota allocated to the education sector should be apt then equal to the increase in revenues that we accrue as a country. In 2021, government says they have achieve their targets in tax collection has even increased it. And what ratio of this tax that we got in 2021 did we invest in our education sector? Now, there has been more focus on secondary education in Ghana than the basic school.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when the foundation is really weak, the head or the growth of whatever building you are trying to construct will collapse. Government needs to
solid
focus
foundation
on the basic education. This even brings me to schools under trees, the lack of textbooks. We introduced a new curriculum 2 years ago, and then there has no been textbooks for students. Teachers don't have learning guides to teach their students. Why? Where are the monies? This clearly shows that the focus on basic education in Ghana is really low. The current administration is focusing too much on secondary education. When you come to the universities, there are so many issues that we have. The hike and increase of hostel fees, accommodation fees, it's really mad.
Skyrocketing.
Very. The increase in school fees. We live in an economy where just yesterday, church fares, transportation fares have been increased. We don't blame anybody because we know
it's a global issue.
It's a global issue.
Reaching its highest peak since 2014.
Exactly. So we didn't want to hold anybody responsible. But let's try and do our best to give equal attention to all the sectors in the education sector. When it comes to basic secondary education, let's look at it and pay close attention to it. When it comes to the tertiary education, let's give them the equal needed attention.
Yeah.
Because I believe I am currently reading my post-graduate degree in law at the Zenith University College, where I just finished the University of Ghana. And I hope to serve as the next Secretary for Finance for the National Union of Ghanaian Students. I don't want the position just to be doing internal revenue management controls. No, I want to lead advocacies when it comes to finance and then how government should relate to the education sector. So our attention is going to closely be on advocacy, how we can ensure that we create a NUCS economic forum where we bring several treasurers, several financial controllers, financial secretaries of various JCLs, various institutions together.
Okay.
We come together, we sit.
Rich, don't worry. I'm going to give you a whole time to delve into it because I see you cannot wait to execute all of this brilliant initiatives you want to do for NUCS. Let me come to Michael. Mike, it doesn't look as if all governments are really serious about educational sector. I mean, this has started from moving senior high school from 4 years to 3 years, 3 years to 4 years. Students, senior high schools are doing term, now they are doing semester, they are doing double track today, they are doing this tomorrow, no textbook, no learning guide. I mean, why? Is it that, are politicians taking us for granted?
First of all, I want to say that I agree with whatever my brother said, notwithstanding that he's still in his political mood. We wish him all the best.
Yeah, he charged.
He's very charged. Yes. I initially asked him whether he's going unopposed or he has some.
It's unopposed, huh?
I don't really know. Oh, okay.
How many are you guys?
Three.
Okay.
We wish him all the best. But back to the substantive question. I think he said it all. But the current government showed a bit seriousness in the education sector by implementing the free SHS.
Okay.
No matter how there are challenges surrounding it, you cannot shy away from the truth that most people who are vulnerable could not go to school. Through the free SHS program, they are now in school.
It's true. I mean, I think it's a very solid. Yeah.
So that we can't shy away from. But as he's saying, there are challenges surrounding the educational system, accommodation problem from the university, and it seems that government is also focused, like he's saying, more on the basic education than even the tertiary. Because
you think government focuses on the basic? Is that what your point?
The secondary, more than the basic. Yes, secondary more than the basic. You understand?
But the basic don't have any voting rights.
No, but the basic, when the foundation is weak, when the foundation is weak, the building will collapse.
And by the end of the day, look at even what happened during election year. Since there were exclusives for senior high school people to vote somewhere 2020. You know? And if I were a government, I mean,
you focus on
these are numbers. What are basic schools going to be?
Basic.
Michael, this brings me to a very important question. I want you to add it.
Okay.
Can we ever, as a country, eradicate schools under trees? Is it possible?
It's possible. It's possible. That is why, and in other hand, we advocate for a long-term plan for all these things.
Yeah.
So it is possible when we have a long-term plan, so that somebody will not accuse other government for abandoning abandoning a project that he started. Did you understand? But as it stands now, government is still doing its best to make sure that it constructs new schools, and schools that were constructed before it came in power is trying to also replenish them as well. So it's a problem. Actually, it's a really problem that we have to tackle, because when the students don't have accommodation, it affects their psychological makeup, and that also have an impact in their performances as well. So you could see that now when the results are released, we have a whole lot of struggle. Students, parents complaining about the results. So we don't really know where we should place the challenge. But I think accommodation is one of the key issues that government is supposed to look at, because of the increasing number of students attending school as well. So it is possible that we can do that, but we should have a long-term plan for that, because education is one of the sectors in the economy. We have other sectors as well, so the government has to satisfy all the sectors, not regarding, as I said earlier or early on, education is very important as well. So the priority of every government should really focus on education as well, because it's the bedrock of all the sector. Because if you are not educated and you are into other sectors, you might not really achieve your aim as well. So education, government should focus on education as well.
Okay. Before I come back to Rich, let me quickly read some messages as we have them on Facebook. So if you come to Facebook, Raymond Edem Tamaklu says that Akpa, brilliant submission. Edu Jemfi Nightingale says that our incoming NUC Secretary for Finance. And Napoleon Owusu says that Richmond Akpa, man of an intellectual pedigree. This is Tia Mohammed. He says that Gideon Jetua, I'm very grateful. Raymond Edem Tamaklu comes back to say the incoming NUC Secretary for Finance. It says that the incoming NUC Secretary for Finance is solid and he has fire there. Sewono Ata Perfect says the powerful submissions Richmond, and Gabriel Kofi Akpa says that solid guy. That's your brother. Oh, okay. Great submission Richmond Akpa, and this is from Japasu Alex. Says that keep the fire burning, bro. NUC Secretary for Finance hopeful 2022. David Mpra says that nice submission, honorable Richmond. Julius Kwame Anthony says that my Richmond Akpa. Those are messages from Facebook. Now text message, this one says that I'm Rukaya from Tumu. In fact, you are the best. Okay, thank you, Rukaya. Okay, quickly on WhatsApp. Quickly on WhatsApp. This one sends me a very long one. Ernest Tadi, he says that disappointment, frustration, and anger have taken over the land. Ghanaians who believed lies told by Akufo-Addo, Dr. Baumia, and their propagandists ended up voting for him because of his overhyped Messiah status and are in greatest disagreement of their lives. The best attribute of a leader is to define reality and give hope. Things have gone bad with the economy suffering a negative growth. This MPP government is nothing. This MPP government is always shifting, the goalpost. The educational system is, you have to be correct. The educational system we are in, I think I have a lot of grammar corrections I have to do for this tester. This one says that keep the good work, you didn't bring your name. Now, Rich, I mean, history is a branch of human learning which aims to satisfy man's curiosity about his past. So it's very much important that sometimes, not as if we are comparing, but we'll look behind and have a retrospection. Who has been your best education minister? Well, I ask very, very direct questions, and questions that if you are answering, you must also take your time in answering them. Who has been your best education minister?
To be frank, I finished high school 2016.
Yeah.
And I believe that was when the new patriotic government came into power. So I have paid more close attention to that government.
So when you were in JSS, you don't remember who was your educational minister?
I know who was my educational minister, but I mean, I paid more focus
on senior high school.
When I got to senior high school.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I wouldn't say I have a favorite. But then I believe, before that, I heard about Professor Nana Jane Kukwajima.
Yeah.
I believe she is a woman that I really look up to, and I believe, if not relatively, she has done quite much for me. But not
even as you were in JSS, you can remember she has done quite.
Yes.
Okay.
Not to move from that fact. You see, there's this issue when it comes to student governance that we really talk about. That's about the Teacher Training Association of Ghana. My good friend, the immediate past president, His Excellency Abdul Manan Dimbi. He's a young man who led TAG. That was last year. He did so much of TAG. Can you imagine that when their teacher allowances were not coming, this guy led his fellow executives, advocated very seriously and tediously.
Yeah, they were in my studios.
Yes, out of the 8 months, I think he's coordinator.
Yeah.
Very brilliant, solid guy. These guys really did well and got at least 4 months out of 8 months of the allowances to them. Now, what we understand is allowances must be paid at the end of every month. You know, these are people that dedicate their whole lives.
Are we talking about teacher training?
No, I'm coming.
You're answering it to the best education minister.
Yes. These are people who dedicate their whole life to training we, the young ones, to become whoever we want to. So if we owe them allowances, we have to ensure we pay them. I'm just commending Abdul Manan for his good works at start.
He's not an educational minister.
He's not.
Who is your best education minister?
As a student leader.
Yeah.
As a student leader,
is Jane Nana your best education minister?
He has done what the education minister should be doing.
Okay. So that makes this the educational minister join
Abdul Manan Dimbi is my favorite educational minister.
Okay, so in that regard, even though
education minister, he has done what they are supposed to be doing for them.
That's a very intelligent but heavy statement you have made.
I know.
So you have Jane Nana, who you were in JSS, as your role model.
Yes.
And when your eyes could be clear enough, I mean, in high school,
and I brought it down to my level,
to your level,
governance, and
not Matthew Poku Prempe, not the current one, but the student is your best educational minister.
Yes, because he has really done what I believe
by
this
bringing,
big man should be doing
for you.
And I think the incumbent, Junu Jonathan, he is very promising. I believe you will ensure that his fellow.
Are they all delegates who must vote for new secretary of? I'm just asking.
They are not delegates. They are not delegates.
TAG leadership are not.
He is not a CC member, so he's a NEC member. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Politics of you. It's a calling, I can imagine. Mario.
Yes, sir.
I mean, who has been your best educational minister? Are you also going to choose a student?
Since my brother is in the
that's a very serious statement.
He's in a political. What do you expect? At least he's standing for students, so he has to speak on behalf of students. The question is heavy because any side you choose right now, you'll be tagged a politician.
But he chose. I mean,
he chose a student.
No, so he chose Nana Jane and said in that regard, aside Jane Nana,
he didn't choose the
rest of them.
But during Matthew Poku Prepe's time was the time they introduced the free SHS.
Yes, he doesn't see that as any achievement.
No, it's a big. He said it. Who said it? He does.
Don't do PR for
he does.
Which one is here? Which one says do you want me to play back on TV?
Your question to him, your question is not like I'm doing PR for him because it's contestable, but your question to him is heavy because he told you he appreciates.
And that's why I gave him. It's like signing up to MCM, but you see that's terms and conditions.
No, your question. Your question.
He knew the terms and conditions and gave that answer.
He chose.
But we know Luke's leadership has a lot of things that go into it, even from the education. That's why I don't want to say there are a lot of hands we don't see.
Of course. But whichever way it is, you see, when you're a student leader and you push, and the government do not have listening ears to give you that.
You will be a failure. Your performance won't come.
So, in as much as he appreciates the student leader, I concur with him. But then we also have to appreciate the government as well.
Yeah, but you understand? Because your point. Those are your points.
No, but he agrees with it as well.
How do you know he agrees?
Even though he didn't say it in that
we all have legal backgrounds. There's no consensus. I did them from all that.
No, but if you see the way he started, he was trying to appreciate both sides. But going forward, I think that we should also recommend the government because when Nooks pushed for the students in Ukraine to come, the government give them the listing. I think the foreign minister also said something about it, and now we have seen some progress. So we have to also recommend the allowances he was talking about. If the government turn dead BS to it, like those things might not be fruitful. So the government also did well as well. So to me, both ministers did so well during their time. They all met the condition prevailing at that particular time. But because of the free SHS, if I want to be biased, I would say that during Honorable Mati Opoku Pepe's time. But Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajima did extremely well as well. I mean, he agrees to it, and because you mentioned teacher training allowance, let me ask this question. And when I sit here, I ask the questions on behalf of the ordinary Ghanaian students who are watching me. Now, teacher training allowance is so much paramount to you, to the extent that a president who is able to bring 4 months out of 8 months becomes your best education minister, even though he's a student. Now, you choose Madam Jane Nana, who we all look up to, who cancelled teacher training allowance as your best education minister. What an irony! So, how does that work for you?
Okay, so Madam Jane Nana.
I'm asking this question on behalf of those that may be asking at home.
Yes.
I personally would have all 3 education ministers, but I would tip Nana Jane ahead a bit because of the woman figure and how excelling her leadership were. But I would not rule out Matthew Opoku with an outstanding delivery of free SHS, and even the current minister who is trying to tilt the educational sector to suit international standard. They all have STEM. Yeah. You know, they all have their drive. But to pick my best minister from, those are my points anyways, to pick my best minister as a student who brought training allowance, 4 months allowance, and go and choose another minister who cancelled. They didn't believe in it at that point as something that must be going on because he believed that money could go. They should rather request for loan and all of those stuff and abolished it. That person is your best minister. That's what you're saying.
Richmond, did he really choose?
He did. He mentioned Madam Jane.
It was during
Michael
during the expression. Because I know the weight of your question and your drive. But what I'm trying to say, if what I'm saying is right, I heard him recommending both ministers. That's why I said that he appreciates all the ministers. Yeah. But then the student leader he mentioned, it was something that
you're holding brief for him. You're holding brief for him.
I'm not holding brief. I know you will answer to that, but I'm trying to say what I heard. That student leader fought for some allowances should be released.
Now he wants to say on the teacher training allowance, somebody brings 4 months, somebody cancels it. Yeah. That person is your best minister. So how does it work out for you? I mean, I'm asking your point.
The economic situations we had years back was that, and then if government sees that yes, a lot of money is going to a sector, and then the use of those monies would have a relatively comparable advantage to infrastructure, and then believe in cancelling it. I mean, that's a decision that went to cabinets, got to parliament, and then most of the leadership agreed to it. But it doesn't mean because one government cancelled teacher training allowances, another government brings it back, it makes one bad or one good. These two governments have equal better policies that they introduced, and then we Ghanaians are enjoying. If you go to my village today once again, people who couldn't afford to stay in senior high schools are in senior high schools because of the free senior high school policy that one government introduced. Another equally focused on building massive infrastructures, community day schools everywhere, e-blocks everywhere. When you come to Afla, where you are saying our chief is being political.
No, I didn't. I was asking a question.
Okay, you were asking. Without any admission to whatsoever.
Yeah.
I believe that these infrastructures are going to help Ghanaian education come today or tomorrow. Okay. So one brought infrastructure, one brings access. So one is putting a building, one is giving you access to study in those buildings. So I believe all these people are doing relatively well. They deserve our commendations.
Wow. Okay. 0548503799, 0548503799. This is your most authoritative youth analysis program you can find across the African continent. Government introduction of degree program in the College of Education is laudable achievement by the government. With the introduction, College of Education ran on a shift program like SHS, which isn't the best thing. Now, level 400 students are home and will be returning in June, which isn't helpful. Fast forward, the government should have a long-term plan for educational system in our country. I think my panelists were clear on that. This one says that awake, you are very determined. I know you from UCC. One Jake. Okay. Let me quickly come. This one says that. Hi Richmond, do you know anyone in Ukraine who wants to come home If you can give my number to them, I can be of help to them. My name is Richard. Okay, Richard, thank you so much. This was a hello, good day, please. I'm Evelyn from Everman Events. Okay, this is unrelated. Okay, quickly on Facebook, then we come back here to again on Facebook. Okay. Wow. Okay, this one says that watching you straight from Fosu College of Education, powerful submission. Akpa, keep it up. Wilfred Kwame Covey says that there's still hope for this country with brilliant youth brains like Richmond. Akpa, keep it up. This one says that Emmanuel Teaspoon Benji, he says that unless they kill God, Team Akpa, solid brand, more fire. James Gawuso says that News needs Richmond. Akpa. This one also is from Gabriel Akpa. He says that as a former CC member, steering committee member of 2016 Congress, Constitutional Review Committee member, and a formal Ashanti Regional Nooks Block president, I endorse Richmond Akpa as the next secretary for finance. This one is from Rita Asante. The ladies are coming in. He says that Richmond all the way. Ezu Selassie. He says that Richmond Akpa, I like your submissions and hope you become our finance minister in years to come. Alfred Mensah says that Honorable Richmond Akpa, I love your submission. Nooks need you. Alfred Mensah says that Richmond Akpa for Nooks. James Gawusu says that visionary leader Richmond Akpa. And then Mami Ajua says, well done. It looks like you are having the appeal of many of the students. What's your trick? It looks like most of the students want you as their secretary for finance. How do you pull that magic?
I served as the financial secretary to the IMC of 2020 for the University of Ghana City Campus.
Okay.
And I currently served as acting treasurer. So during that period, I implemented some policies, some programs and projects together with my executives.
Yeah.
Now as SRC president.
Yeah.
So during that period, I was able to prove my worth, my competence and consistency on programs.
Yeah.
So I believe from there, yes, I've got a little attention. And I believe giving opportunity to serve Nooks will really do much. Then ensure that that unit of the secretariat has more light and attention. Yes, please.
What are two powerful policies you want to implement as the next Nooks secretary for finance?
Thank you. So the first policy has to do with education.
Okay.
I believe that our focus shouldn't be on the tertiary education because they have voting rights. No. We should go back to the basic level.
Yeah.
Let's take financial literacy back to the basic level. Let everybody know about the value of money.
Yeah.
A tin of ideal milk today might be 5 cedis, but come 2 months, it will be 5 cedis.
Yeah.
The value of 1 cedi today will not be the same value as tomorrow. How do these students get to know all these informations? What we're going to do is we're going to introduce an electronic library. Just as we have the e-blocks, we're also going to bring the e-library. Electronic, accessible everywhere.
You won't use it for E-Levy, you won't use it to...
No.
Okay.
No. So on this e-library, we're going to have books on finance, tutorial videos on finance.
For every student?
For every student.
Across the country?
Across the country.
Wow.
So we're going to partner with the digital center, with government. They have the infrastructure. We built a very nice library, connect with the library authority. When you come to the library, so whether you're in the northern region, the Volta region, the south or the north, all you need is your phone or your tablet or your iPad. You log into the Nooks Finance Library.
Let me ask you another PSN question on the e-library you are saying.
Thank you.
And please think through before you answer.
Sure.
When you are voted, are you able to do this within the first 90 days, your e-library?
So good enough.
Just to know you are prepared for that policy.
Yes, I am. Before we left office, we did the SRC administrative website.
Wow.
So this is not a new thing I'm coming to do. I have already had
So you are known for those legacies?
Yes. I have the experience and we are ready to do that.
Yeah.
So apart from the education...
So within 90 days, that can be done?
Building a website would have more than 90 days. because we need the materials to put on the website. But before we hand over, we promise that yes, once given opportunity
within your constitutional tenure, you're going to another policy that you want to do aside this very brilliant point.
So my second policy has to do with a legacy fund. That would have to support local NUCs on every campuses, because we as the mother institution want the allegiance of these local NUCs, and then they operate on our behalf.
But the Mother Union don't have money.
Exactly.
You want to leave legacy fund.
So when you come to the University of Ghana like this, before you leave office, it is constitutionally required that you leave a percentage of your revenue for the incoming administration to use. Now, the dues we know as NUCs is 1 cedi per student. How many students do we have in Ghana? We have about 10 million students in Ghana. So it means we have the capacity to raise to that level. But because not all students pay their dues, it is limited. So if you look at expanding our revenue net of NUCs, even if we are not able to get to that level, we will get somewhere. And then if, let's say, we get at least 3 million, and then the legacy fund, currently I'm a law student at Zenith, so I believe I can bring legal brains on board. And then if, let's say, we propose 10% of the legacy fund, that is our 300,000 Ghana cedis from the 3 million that one.
Those are real money.
Yes. 300,000 cedis is a big money for us to take on this project. Thank you very much.
All right. Before I come to Michael to conclude, this is your camera. I want you to speak to the over 10 million Ghanaian students watching you who wants to, you need them to invest hope in you. Then you also speak to your delegate, just in 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. So, hello students. My name is Richmond. And then I want to be grateful. I am grateful for the confidence reposed in me. I believe that once we have the opportunity to lead NUCs, we are not going to focus on internal administrative management of NUCs. We are going to lead on advocacies. We are going to take financial literacy to every corner of this country. We are going to focus more on supporting all local NUC secretariats on all campuses in Ghana. And I believe, given this opportunity, you will be proud of giving us your votes. Thank you very much.
All right, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Your final words.
Yes, I would say that first of all, I want to. I'm not endorsing Richmond Akpa, but I think looking at his demeanor, it reminds me of those times when I was a NUC's president and aspirant as well. And I want to say he should keep the fire. And we wish him well. Nevertheless, there are challenges with the policies he wants to bring on board. He has to form consensus with all the executive. You raise a very tangible point. NUCs itself needs money. There are a lot of money they need for their office reconstructions, a lot of stuff they need money for. And student not paying dues to has a whole theory behind it. Sometimes it's deliberate, some is not deliberate. So I think I will speak to him after this show, but what I can say is that I wish him well, and he shouldn't give up. Now, it's not aspirant here because they've not picked form. They've not gone for vetting. But I pray that he gets the form to pick.
Exactly.
And I pray he goes through the vetting successful.
Then he gets the forms to pick.
Yes, and I pray.
It reminds me of some people's forms.
I pray that his vote will count as well.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly. Thank you so much. For Michael, we'll be having him more regularly here.
Exactly.
But for me, I think the only thing I would say is that you have solid policies, but I think you should reconsider a lot of wider opportunities to us, or add more of very real, issues that are surrounding, and you're doing well.
Yes,
you're doing well.
I want to say a big thank you to lawyer Kodia, YEA boss. Most students that probably couldn't pay school fees. Most of the time when I call him, he helps them to pay their fees as well.
Wow.
Yeah, Kodia YEA boss as well. Yes.
Youth.
YEA boss.
Yeah.
Kodia.
That's youth employment agency.
Yes.
Yes.
Most of the times I recommend students to any time they
You call him personally.
I call him personally. He picks up and he helps them as well.
Wow. Thank you so much, Lawyer Kodia. You are doing a fantastic job. Myself, I have a very powerful proposal that is sitting with me, and since Mike is here, he will lead me to put that proposal before you. I mean, for God and country, let's just do this to ensure that we help save our motherland. Tomorrow is Thursday. Hey, Charlie, days they go fast, wow. Okay, so tomorrow Thursday, we are going to give you a recap of what happened at the Ghana Students Most Beautiful. Their presidential debate on whether or not Ghana is ready for a female president. My name is Richmond Amofasapon. If you say a prayer, say something for me. I'm always here to do this for God and country.
Hello everyone. My name is Sharon Nadili Tete, a 4th year student of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I'm reading textile design and technology. Boldly written here, Ghana student most beautiful. Your girl, my stage name is Sharon, Sharon. Yes. To vote for me, search www.crossmarkapp.com. You can search Sharon or you scroll, follow the prompt and vote for me. I believe in success. I'm a leader and I believe whatever you set your mind to do, you'll be able to do it. Think and your heart will with you. Thank you.
Hello, Ghana. I greet you all. I go by the name Amiofo Asantua Owusu from the Accra Technical University, and I am currently a contestant for the Ghana Student Most Beautiful Award. I urge you all to vote for me, and I believe in this philosophy. If you do for me, you've done for yourself. Thank you very much.
Truly African.
Hello, what are you doing Tuesday to Friday, 7:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. every day? You should be watching The Couch. I'll tell you why. On Tuesdays, we talk social issues, lifestyle health, all those everyday issues that affect us in the big ways. Next Wednesdays are for book reviews. Thursdays are for the hard talk, those socio-economic, policy-oriented, political questions that demand for the tough questions to be asked. And personality profiling Fridays, when we get to know the stories behind the winning personalities we love. Inspirational stories from inspirational personalities. Hey, listen, you really cannot miss The Couch with me, Amma, but still the only TV show with a hat. The Progressive Woman's Show is that space for frank, open, honest, provocative, perhaps even revolutionary conversations about today's woman.
If you go to the banking sector, there are people there who want to sleep with you before they give you a job. If you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a civil servant, there is someone who will say, oh, I can get it for you easily. All you have to do is drop your pen.
It was something that was demanded of me. My editor, my news editor in the newsroom, thought if I don't pull down my skirt, I was not going to be put on air.
I am yet to come into contact with anybody asking me to sleep with him to go on TV. I will not sleep with any man for a position. I will sleep with the man I want to sleep with for the pleasure of it.
When governments come to power and they say that the women are not showing dynamism and the women, for me all that, forgive my Latin, this time of the day, all that is bullshit.
I practice public speaking in church. Okay. I practice service in church. I practice leadership in church. So those are things that's why the church is important in our lives.
And that's how you do it. It's so not buy Range Rover and do soccer in church.
And do what? Takes me right
in church.
When you mention Jesus, you don't have to say Jesus. You have to say Jesus.
Well, they say it's a man's world out there, isn't it? Unfortunately, I don't know why, because we seem to be doing all the work. They are the head and we are the neck. Excuse me, can you be a head without a neck?
No, please. No, please.
Yeah.
Well, hey, ladies, let's continue to hold up the sky.
I wanna grow old by your side. All my days and all my nights. one day. My baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the making with temperature days? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest.
I've been saying I love you, babe, but you've been gossiping about me. You know too well. I don't know where you came from, but when you get home, please tell the devil hello.
Ay, mama, shigidi, nakufa, hoy, wikidi, ay, mama, shigidi, conky, fire, moto, liquidi.
I dey talk to you, make you answer the dang banana, baby. Oh yeah. Come take your umbongo, baby.
Touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. Shut up and bend over. Aye, let your back do the talking over. That's why I sweet my alcohol. I don't wanna reason bad things no more. I don't wanna go back to where I did before. Make nobody stress me, don't disturb me, cha cha cha. I sip my alcohol. I don't wanna reason bad things no more. I don't wanna go back to where I did before. Make nobody stress me, don't disturb me, cha cha cha.
Polygamy does not know adultery. So you
No,
should.
polygamy knows. I disagree.
Wait a minute.
Polygamy
Wait a
knows
minute.
adultery.
If you are not 25, you have no business driving a commercial vehicle. The only person who can take your driver's license and retain it must be a police officer of the rank of inspector and above.
Using office hours to engage in social media is a ground for you to be what? Dismissed.
When you are raped, you can justifiably walk into any government hospital or a licensed medical facility for an abortion.
A will takes effect only after the person is dead.
Pure cocaine is not addictive. What is addictive is when it's adulterated.
Join the Law Express panel this and every week as we delve into all these relevant topics.
Law Express, Mondays at 7:15 p.m. and a repeat on Thursdays at 5:45 p.m.
The world has changed. Now the new normal demands that countries look within to develop their capacities and make strides in getting their economies back on track. In all of this, diplomacy is now more than ever the bridge linking these nations as they forge ahead. Of diplomatic affairs, complex issues will be explained as I sit with global change makers to discuss the new phases of bilateral and multilateral relations between Ghana and its development partners. I will also pique your interest on the many enterprises that are forces to reckon with in their own rights. My name is Harriet Nati, and this is Diplomatic Affairs.
Trasacco Estates, home to Accra's most beautiful and luxurious homes, presents its newest addition, Trasacco Springs, a premium master planned community of service plots surrounded by an exhaustive list of amenities. The gated community of Tema to Accra Motorway presents you the finest opportunity to own a land that suits your preferred size, budget, and payment terms. Trasacco Springs is open to you for development. Our on-site sales executives are ready. Call on 055 659 2658.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Hello, baby. It's me, Boga I. What feel now?
Hey, where funny?
Oh, what about that?
Oh my God, let's wrong me.
I'm we are fearful for Gecko.
Brother, we have funny thing. Here, Ruta Life.
Okay, Ruta Life.
Ruta natural products here. I am tropical herbs here. And now what's a year? Ruta Life. But what you fatty if you know we cleanse the system. No, my come
romantic.
Kaide, Ruta mixture, autumn malaria, and a Ruta Titanic or Ruta natural. In Rupapa no, in Ria.
Oh, ye manimpa, on in Fidawa tree. About an hour of one day, on ye painful.
Water, but when I get your mouth. And that's what I'm about to order.
Malaria and tea. You were yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't customers. When you say, Mammy, I am smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now, Emma, when we are at war. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB Malakio. They do not. And now get carbon as soon as I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. I yet that shit.
A drawing your ma a pen for. About a woman for. Any quada won't feed you.
Susiana. What would you with
FD Ashisha sa a jedi and car to you aja to Musa again.
Yeah, CB makeup now. I'm a go correct. What's your best mancasa?
That's it.
You want oh, middle. You capture the back on the man. CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules. Now, you knew the data. And 1 year packaging I had the
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bias and wapper don't pay you.
Share a painful, any about town man for any quadruple and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA Aji Edredin Kato Yatu.
Hello, information.
Madam.
Me, I have still not got the money for that list of expensive building materials you sent to me. The price of the iron rods have been increased too much, added.
Madam, relax. Look, that's not why I did call. I just visited IPCP, where the engineers told me everything about Trasacco fast floor.
Trawanko, please, those people are expensive. Are they not the people building those big houses in town? I beg those cash and guys.
Madam, in fact, I used to think the same until I visited their office today. And they gave me an estimate of how much it will cost. No more, the estimate is free. It's cheaper than the one I even sent you.
Wow.
Building contractors, foremen, masons. Visit IPCP, the Trasacco Fast Floor. Engineers will assist you build an affordable, faster and stronger building.
Oh, madam. It is done.
Wow.
Trasacco Fast Floor. Stronger, faster, and affordable.
This is a Trasacco construction product.
Yare bakwa ehaya mema pa, especially ya 40 years and above no e fire prostate ehon obetumi nya prostate enlargement anasta prostatitis se wokwa yare sabia na e ka chew se wo PSA level ekọ higher kaina hu se wo prostate no ehon ya tochema se hu se wo chim ansa na wadwonso wo dwonso na emu apai anaso edu anadwo a wota dwonso a ene kaina hu se wonya prostate disorder. So to me didi ye and as what tatinate in wapom and as when your daily supplement be a bit to me aboa ama prostate no ejina na nice. Somebody man church way a natural link company at one day pro slav capsules a eboa mberima prostate. True man and a dinner capsules eboa emba e feature ko. Ube to me afro mo